Greetings everyone. Today I play with viewers, so if you want to challenge me, go ahead. Okay, let's start. I play few random games before we get any challenges, so okay. Slav defense. Okay, this is somewhat strange move, but might be okay. At least he knows what he is doing. I put my bishop here to get some early play. Okay. I think I can do this. This doesn't harm too much. It's well known positional idea. So black should be at least equal here. Now I can jump here to create some play. This doesn't even threat the knight, so I can jump here if I want, but maybe bishop d6 first. If knight jumps here, then I might play this one, but then rook comes here, so actually this guards the rook, so I have to move the knight, but what to do? Maybe even here. I think I have better bishop. This knight looks quite bad, so I can castle maybe f5 if it's needed. Okay, maybe e5 now, or knight here. And what then? Maybe even rook here. Yes, let's try. Looks interesting. Quite a unique way to double up. Now I have to be quicker. Maybe e5. To get some play. Okay. What is happening here? He plays so quickly. I have to speed up. Maybe d5 is a slight weakness. Or maybe even big one, I'm not sure. Knight d2 looks quite good to him. I try to create some play. Maybe here, something, d4. Okay, let's see what to do. I'm too slow. I'm too slow here. It wasn't a good move, but I didn't find anything better. Oh, I blundered the pawn now. It happens easily when your opponent plays so quickly. While streaming, it's very hard to be quick enough. Maybe I go here. Oh, that was good. Okay, I'm going to lose this one because I don't have diamond. Okay, do we have any challenges or should I play few more? At least I don't have any challenges, but if you want to challenge me, chess.com is the place where we play. Okay, maybe a few more. Actually, I have played against him quite many times, and he plays the same variation. And I know that this is good for white, but how was it? Is this the line? Might be. And then taking here. This is not so easy to handle, but what is the move here? He will take this one. So I need to take here. No, he will take it. Should I take here and he takes here and then something? Looks quite dangerous to me, but okay, I can't remember now. This is very dangerous line actually, if you don't know what to do. Okay, let's play f3. I try to take here and then c7 if he takes here, so. But I think this is good for black maybe, or at least it's playable. And I think white should get much better position than what we have now. Okay, let's see. If I jump here, c5, here. Okay, at least I have a chance to take here. Okay, he took there. Okay, now we try to create some active play. If he takes here, I can take with pawn, and then there's open file at least, but now this is something else. Okay, what is happening here? He will take on c3. d8 is hanging a bit, but not much. Okay. Okay, I will take here. Not sure what is happening here. Okay, now I try to get some play. Let's see. Have to move something, but this doesn't work, I guess, because my position is not. Okay, he plays so quickly. I have to speed up, but I think it doesn't help now. What to do, what to do. I have to be much quicker. Position is pretty okay still. Pawns are weak, but my pieces are playing quite well together. But time is the problem. Oh, that was nice. I didn't see that one. The pawn will promote. Okay, let's... I will check that line. It's very important to know what to do against this line. I think we have played many games in this line, and he always does this d5, and I played correctly. I think I have played some long castling against him as well, but hello, welcome. Okay, you can challenge me in chess.com, so 3+2 might be the best time control. So send a challenge and we can play. I will just check few things in this game. Okay, here I just played too slowly. This is wrong, but I wasn't sure about this. What is this? Okay, I can take here, and then queen f6 is nothing. I can just take this one. This is the only line I should remember. Okay, knight c7. Okay, this is the another line. Okay, there's two lines. But this is actually quite tricky. According to the computer, this is fine, but it's not the best. Queen d4 is much better. But pieces are somewhat loose, and that's why it's very hard to handle this. I think maybe a castling is the best option. But okay, now we have challenges. Let's play. Okay, we have English opening. Okay, usually d3 is the move here, and then white plays b4 and so on. So probably d4 is the idea here. If I play e4 too early, then this pawn might drop. So maybe knight c6 or even c5. Okay, let's take some space. If this happens, I think I can trade and play knight c6, for example. It's quite equal. Or after d4, okay. Maybe after d4 I have bishop g4 ideas. Taking on d4 is one line, of course. Okay, I think this is waste of time. It doesn't really do anything. d3 is, for example, much better. It prevents any kind of e4 action. Now I think I try to do this, but if knight jumps here, the e4 pawn is a problem. So maybe h6 or bishop g4. Okay, let's do this. But d4 might be still an option, because then knight has d2 square. But now I think white should do something like d3 or d4. Maybe d4 might be too risky. I'm not sure, but now I think I have good chances with e4. It opens up this diagonal, and there is no knight g5. Knight will drop. Oh, actually, I didn't see that it will drop, but positional wise, this is also quite a risky decision to play on queen side when something is happening on other side or in the center. But I think this is the last move. If white plays d3 instead of b3, then everything is fine. But there's few moves which helps black's position a lot. So there is chances to play better in that position. Okay, rook is hanging as well, so I think I can take this one. I have to be careful because there will be 3 pieces which can attack, but I think I can just play bishop g7 and everything is fine. d4 is not an option because then I have this, and after queen h5, queen g5, trade queens, and then black is winning. And now usually the best idea is to trade pieces. This check doesn't harm. I can just put my king on h8 and then the rest will be quite easy. Okay, he tries to open up the center. I think I can take here and play rook e8. I could also take this d4, but I think it's more easier. It's easier to just trade rooks and take this later. I'm rook up, and then I can put my queen here, trade queens, or queen e4. If this happens, I can retreat here. Okay, let's play rook b8. Maybe f4 was already decisive. It opens up this diagonal and then there's weaknesses. So this looks very good for black. Okay, what to do now? I think I can take here because if queen takes, there is checkmate. So this might be the quickest way to victory. Okay, I can take this one and then checkmate will follow. Okay, thank you for the game. Do we have other challenges? There was already at least one, but maybe you should make a new challenge after. Okay, there is one challenge. Let's play. Okay, f4. I have played some knight h6 games in my streams. It's a quite good option for natural d5. But let's play this way today. Okay. I think I can play something like this. But should I push d4 first to get strong outpost on e3? I think this might be the best idea. I can use d5 square as well. So if pawn takes here, I can play knight d5. And if e4 happens, then I have this, and this is a good intermediate move. Okay, he can take here. He can't actually take, because now I will play this because it opens up the diagonal c3. But maybe I don't have to hurry. I can do something useful here, and then knight e3 will be the next move. Maybe b5, because c3, b4, and then there is already some threats. Let's do this. If he takes, I will take with a bishop. So now we got extra move. I think this is quite useful extra move. We can play b4 after c3, and then we will get d4 square for our knight. Okay, this looks quite good. He tries to block this diagonal, but I can do f6 here and try to open up it. If he takes, I can take this with rook maybe. There's discovery attacks and rook takes f4 as one option. Or maybe just taking with bishop. Maybe it's simpler idea. If knight jumps here, now we have b4, and that was the reason for b5. So we can see that extra move is it makes big difference in many lines. Now we'll have great pawns. Maybe we take with bishop actually, with the knight. I'm not sure. Maybe this is better because he doesn't have bishop e2, f3. We have e2, and now some extra options. Yes, we can play. Hello. You can challenge me. 3+2 is good time control. Queen d5 looks interesting. Bishop f3, e2. Okay, but there is queen c4, so maybe rook c8 is needed. Queen c4, bishop d5 looks quite good to me. Then we have queen d6 and maybe rook f4. So queen b5, queen d6 looks very good for black. I think he can't do this because e2, and now rook f4, queen f4, and then checkmate will follow. Okay. Now I can't take this because now my rook is hanging after bishop takes d5, so something else. But okay, this is good enough. Now we can trade everything. Okay, thanks for the game. Do we have other challenges? And if you want to see some openings, you can send your request in chat. But let's play good openings like Ruy Lopez or something like that. Okay, d6, I can go for d4 immediately. Bishop d7. I think here is interesting line to take with bishop, and then knight c3, bishop, queen f3, and then e5, and knight jumps here. Okay, I take this. Okay, let's try it. Bishop e7, e5, and I tried to use this weakness. This is not a trick, it's a quite good opening idea. So now there is some weaknesses. I can castle, put my rook on d1 and so on. Maybe knight d5. He can castle, I can't prevent it. Maybe bishop e3 long castling is actually a best option. Because this pin is very annoying. Bishop d6, but I have knight e4 and I think black doesn't have chance to attack here. Knight b5 or knight e4. I think both are good options for white. Now I think I'm going to win some material. I think so. And okay, there is open files, but I try to trade queens as soon as possible, and I think I can do it because there's no good squares for queen at the moment. And if I take here, there's a pin, so knight has to move, and then queen trade will happen, and that's very good for white. Hello, we can play. So you can challenge me on chess.com. So maybe 3+2 is the best time control. Okay, let's see. Can I take this one and take this with rook or queen? Or should I do something else? Because I think this is not going anywhere, so I don't have to hurry. I can play h4, for example. Okay, let's do it. This is very useful move. I can use g5 square, maybe push and create some weaknesses. And I think he can't really do much. Okay, queen e7, I will take. Okay, now I can trade rooks. And I think I will be healthy pawn up. Or should I wait? I think I could still make something else, but I think this is practical. Oh, if I take here, he will take with knight. But okay, then I have positional advantage. It's clear that I have positional advantage, but should I take this and... But then there might be some counterplay. Okay, I will do this. I didn't see that knight can take, but actually I think this is very good for white. Okay, let's bring our rook here. Other rook will join, and there's lots of weak pawns, so I think we can collect those pawns. And now we will fix this pawn on dark square so we can attack it later. Now we're doubling rooks here, maybe rook here, and so on. Okay, I think this is the main target now. So rook d5. Okay, he has actually knight e7, but I can take here. So this should be winning for white, I guess. Okay, he has d5. I have to prevent d4. Okay, he can play it, but then there's pawn weakness. And I think this queen side is strong enough for winning advantage. Okay, knight b6. I will check and push a5. Okay, let's try to trade rooks. I think it might help. Okay, and what now? Maybe rook c7, as I said. And bishop is much better in this kind of positions where there is pawns in both flanks. And this a pawn or h pawn is very dangerous for knights. Knight here, queen b3. Okay. Oh, he tries to win that pawn, but I think I can just take here. No? And then king here, bishop d2. But I think it was quite good idea to trade some pawns, because then the draw is not too far if all those pawns are disappearing. Now this should be quite trivial. Let's just take squares from away from this knight, and then I have to be careful not to fork my bishop and queen, but I think it could be winning in that case also. So I try to catch this knight. I could do something else also, promote these guys, but I think this is much quicker. Oh, he can check here. Okay, I have to make some. Okay, I push f4, f pawn, and it will decide the game. Oh, now, okay, I was lucky because I didn't see that. Have to be careful for tactics. So beware those blunders. Okay, the last trick. There is no stalemate. Okay, do we have other challenges? Thank you for the game. I think we have. Okay, let's play d4 this time. Slow defense. Solid choice for black. Or maybe in some cases not so solid if we play something like Botvinnik Slav. Okay. Actually, what is this? Bishop f4, 5. So early. Can I just take here and play queen b3? Because now queen has to go here. Or maybe queen b3, b6 is an option. I have knight d5, so if he takes, I will take. Now I won one tempo, and that might be quite a lot. Even this is exchange Slav type of position, but now I have some real chances to create play early on. Can I jump here, knight here, knight here, check, and so on? I think I can try to demonstrate that it's not okay to lose few tempos. Okay, what is this? If I do this, he will do that. Okay. So maybe a3 is needed. Or can I play this one? Okay, let's do this. So bishop d2 is needed. But now I will have knight b6. And if rook goes here, maybe even bishop f4, but then there's bishop d6. But I think at least I have some edge from the opening. This knight can be quite annoying. Knight d7 tries to trade it. So maybe this one, and what then? I can trade, and take here. Is that a good line? For white, I will take, and take here. Then both are hanging, so there's no time for that. Okay, let's do it. I think this might be the best line. I hope I don't make any blunder here. He can castle. Oh. Is this risky decision? Might be. Actually, I don't have time to think. Have to take these pawns and hope the best. The queen is hanging, so knight can't jump. But this feels very risky. Very risky to me. Rook b8 is actually a very good choice here. I have to give up those pawns, I guess. Oh, we don't have any increment here. So I have to be quicker now. Oh, maybe I'm going to lose on time. Oh, whoa, whoa. I was explaining too much. Okay, but let's see. Oh, he can play knight d2. I'm 2 pawns up, but it's not so easy. Very strong grip. Black has very strong grip. Okay, what is this? I can take here. Can I? Well, let's see. Okay, it was a tough game. Thank you for the game. And then we have player from Ethiopia. Okay, let's play Queen's Gambit. Okay, bishop d6 looks more active, so I choose that one. Okay, lots of pre-moves, I guess. So we can start the attack, I guess. Knight e4 maybe, or knight d7 to prevent knight e5. It seems that he knows what to do in this kind of positions. We have a kind of Karspot structure, but I think black is doing fine here. We can even push f5 here and start the attack. Sometimes even g5 can be good here. Can I take here actually? Taking here, king here. And what then? That might be a good choice, but I can't calculate it. Is there checkmate or no? So I will double my rooks and try to create even better chance to take that one. Okay, let's take here. Okay, what is this? I won a pawn, so now it will be... It's clear that black is doing fine, better than fine. I will put my rook here and try to create checkmate. Maybe h-pawn will go forward. I don't want to trade queens because I think this will be decisive idea. Or maybe just rook here. There might be many options. Now this is a lethal threat. Okay, if I take here immediately, then queen covers it. So I will do this first, and then if this happens, then I can just take this one and then... So I think this should be over soon. Okay, let's take with pawn. And then queen, and then checkmate will follow. Okay, thank you for the game. Let's see, do we have other challenges? I think he was the next one. Okay, let's play e4. If you want to see some openings, you can send your request in chat, and I try to do my best. Okay, let's play Rossolimo Sicilian. There's many ways to play, but let's play c3 here. The idea is to play d4. And try to push e5 if there is chance to do so. Actually here, if I retreat, then bishop g4 is a good option for black. So I think I need to do something like this. Now there might be some tricks already. Can I take and push, or even push e5 immediately? I think e5 might be the move here. He takes, I take, he goes here. Can I push e6? At least it's positionally interesting sacrifice. Okay, let's keep things simple. I'm not sure, but maybe e5 was the best option. If we can check it later with computer. Now I try to push e5 or d5, but I think e5 might be the best. Okay, I think I don't have any or should I put bishop on c2? I'm not sure. Maybe e5 immediately. Okay, he can take, but I can take with pawn, and then this is hanging. So I will take with pawn, and then rook takes the pawn, and so and now I can follow with knight d5 with very active play, and that's why bishop g5 is good idea if we can push e5 and create some play on e7. I think there is no good squares for the knight, and then that's why knight d5 looks very good for white. I think so. Should we sack and play e6? I think there is no point to do that, so let's follow the plan. Now we can take this with check and then decide later which one is the best option here. Oh, actually bishop takes e7 wins the queen. This is winning also because we can take this one. And now there is at least some double check ideas. So maybe just taking here and d7 will drop. Or is there anything better? I don't think so. Okay, I can take here. Is that even better? Okay, let's take this one. Here, now there is a threat. We will take with pawn. And rook will join into action. Okay, okay. Is this in trouble already? I'm not sure, but let's play this way. It gives some squares to knight, and then everything works. Passive knight, and of course white is already piece up. I think I can win even more material now. Or actually no, because if I take here, he will take with knight, and okay, there was knight, rook. a7. Checkmate will follow if knight jumps somewhere. I can do this in any case, and I mean, if it comes here or go here, but after rook c6, I can't do that. Okay, checkmate will follow. Oh. Okay, the easiest way is to trade few pieces. Okay, let's take this pawn and then we will promote. Now we have to be careful not to make stalemate. I think I can handle this. Sometimes it might be tricky. Okay. Still some tricks. Okay. Eventually this will promote. Okay, thank you for the game. And then we play d4. Okay, let's play this exchange variation. It's very common pawn structure. We will have this car spot structure and when e3 happens, but this is okay, this can lead into recursion defense, which is a good option for black. Now knight c6 is needed, okay, but after knight c6 then black can have quite good chances to create dynamic play. Actually, Ragozin is one of my favorite lines with black pieces. I try to play active way and take some initiative early on, also with black pieces. I think if you play Queen's Gambit, maybe the bishop, maybe the easiest way to play is bishop e7, knight f6, and so on. So bishop b4 lines can be tricky to handle. There's lots of tactics, and it's also much harder chess than bishop e7 lines. That is my opinion. And, okay, let's try to play practical way here. Develop pieces. Okay, we can trade this one. Trades helps to win winning positions. But in the end game, usually it's a good idea to trade pieces, not pawns, if there's only few pawns left, because sometimes it can be tricky if there is only few pawns and you have only one piece more. So, but now we have much more, so there's no that kind of problems. I mean, knight g5 was actually much better than this one, because now we are not going to get checkmate in few moves. We need this rook, king e2. There is no need to castle anymore. So rook here takes rook here, and then 3 pieces are enough for checkmate. I will bring my king into action. If he takes, it's very easy way to go. Aha, okay, checkmate will follow now. Okay, thank you for the game. And then, do we have other challenges? Not yet. I play on chess.com, so just challenge me. 3+2 is good time control. Or if you want to play something like 5+5, that might be good also, or 5+0 maybe. Okay, and now let's try c4 this time. We can transpose to King's Indian, but let's play English setup. e5 is probably the best here, but I think he likes to play King's Indian, so this is playable, of course. d6, d3, but e5 is needed in some point, because if e6, d6 happens, it's too passive. Okay, this bishop doesn't belong on this diagonal, so I can try to play even this way. Maybe it's not the best, but let's play d4 and try to close this diagonal, take some space, and then we can follow with e4. Double fianchetto is not the best idea for black, and not for white either, but usually this center action is too much for bishop g7, bishop b7, d5, e5, knight here. Maybe I go for e5 now because it looks even better than d5. Well, I'm not sure. Maybe d5 first and then e5. d5, knight here, then e5, bishop g5. Okay, let's do this. Knight has to go here. If it goes here, g4 will win a piece. So this is the only possible move here. Now we have plenty of options. Maybe bishop g5 or then f6. But it's okay for white at least. Okay, maybe even big advantage already takes. If black takes with bishop, then there is lots of weaknesses on king side. So I played this because d5 is then an option. I have two pieces covering e5, and now we are ready for d5. But okay, this is something. So maybe bishop f5, f4, because g5 usually makes this position even weaker. I can actually sacrifice my bishop there and then take with knight, and queen will join in the action. So this looks very strong for white. Okay, this is the right way to do it because black needs some counterplay. Maybe h4 is my move here, or should I take here and push d5? That looks quite good to me, but maybe d5 immediately, because then I can trade even this, yeah, okay. Let's play d5. Okay, here actually knight d5 might be even better, because there's lots of tactics. There's diagonal, strong knight, rook. Every piece is in play, so I will choose this one because I think this knight can't take on e5, and that gives me more options. Now I can take this with bishop. It looks better because okay, now he lost his queen, but it was critical already. If bishop takes and knight takes e5, then there is a good chance to create some tactics. Now there is a nice outpost for the knight, but I don't really need that. What should I do? Maybe queen here. We have increment, so I'm not in serious time trouble. We can trade few rooks. We will win this one, but okay, bishop c3 then. Okay. Oh, let's do this. If he takes, I can create some tactics. Okay, let's take this one or that one. f7 is weak spot. Now I can use... Oh, actually I can't. There's king g8. Really? Yeah, okay. My idea was that I can take the rook after rook knight takes f7, but actually king g8 might be something. Oh, I could take on f8 and then d6 is hanging, so now we will bring the rook into action. Okay, thank you for the game. Do we have more challenges? Not yet. If you want to challenge me, now is your day to do so. I think this can be also chance to learn. I try to explain key ideas and play that way that we can learn new things about chess. Okay, this spins the knight. I can do also some other moves, but I think this is losing some time, and now I have bishop pair, so it's not good idea to take this. Just keep your bishop here and do something like castling. Okay, this was clearly a mistake, tactical mistake, but this was a positional mistake, and usually those tactical mistakes, I mean positional mistakes, leads to tactical mistakes also. Okay, I will try to create attack, and now if he takes here and here, I can castle and get the big advantage. Of course, I already won a rook, and it's enough for winning position, but I mean, if there is equal material, this kind of ideas are usually very good. I can develop pieces and now there is a pin. Okay, this is good move, I guess, because now I have to move my rook, but maybe rook d7 is the best square. It defends the pawn, and maybe someday I will bring my another rook to d8. Okay, this was clearly a mistake. Now I have to be careful not to get checkmated somehow, but I think just bishop f3 and I will trade a few pieces or try to create checkmate net somehow. Okay, this this square is covered by the knight, so I have to be careful. But knight f6, bishop b4 or knight e4 looks very threatening. Actually, rook d4 might be the best move here. Okay. Okay, he will escape, so I try to go after. Knight here, bishop b4, and then c3 is needed, and queen d1 is a checkmate. I think so. Knight c3, bishop b4, and same idea. The knight is pinned. And now if I do this first, then king can go here. Of course, black is winning, but this is much better because now there is no escape. Okay, thank you for the game. Do we have another? Challenges. Let's play e5. Vienna Gambit. Usually d5 is a good choice against every gambit in these e4, e5 openings. Maybe not straight away, but usually black can have good prospects. Okay, queen f3. I think f5 is the best move here to get some space, and if this happens, then we can just take with knight. d3 is actually the main move here. We will take here and push d4. Okay. And now I think this queen will be somewhat misplaced on f-file. We will castle, and there will be some chance to get some benefits from f3 square, castling, and bishop g4, and so on. Okay, this is not a threat because bishop g4, so we can castle. And now this is a threat, so h3 is probably needed, rook e1, and then there's no castling, right? Maybe knight e4 also, because there's knight f2. There's lots of good options for black. Now I will take here first and then this one. Or I could do this immediately. Which one is the better? I'm not sure, but I think there is no big difference because everything is hanging. And it seems to me that black is already better. So my recommendation is to play f5 if you play this line. If you meet Vienna Gambit, play d5, and you will get this kind of positions. Now we can trade few pieces, but we can also play without trades. Knight will land here. Okay, let's see. At least we have this, and that. Should be good for black. There's a pin. This is a bigger threat than that one, so okay, maybe I will lose this guy, but it already done its job to take that rook on h1. Okay, thank you for the game. I can explain few things. Okay, let's play more if there's challenges, but The d5 line is actually a very good one. I will play Italian this time. c3, d3. Bishop g5 line is quite interesting one. But it's quite tricky to handle. Maybe I will just castle here. Okay, there's many ways to play. One option is just to put rook there, bishop there, but rook here. And this idea is one option. There is quite common opening trap. If I do this, then bishop can sacrifice, and this will land if I do this. So have to be careful. Actually, if I do this, b5, bishop here, knight g4 might be the position already. Because no, actually I can do this. Yes. Okay, I could play h3 earlier, but just to demonstrate, bishop here, and now if I play knight d2, then this might happen. This is very tricky. Rook takes, then knight jumps here, and knight attacks to queen and bishop same time, and when this moves, knight can take c2, and this is quite common trap. So bishop knight d2 is not the best here. At least I think so. Okay, black plays very well here. Might get even better position already. Maybe I should take on c6 when I got a chance to do so. But okay, here what to do? Maybe bishop g5. He can trade, but it's quite equal. Maybe white has something because there's clear threat. And now if h6, then bishop e3. There might be some weaknesses. I can try to transfer my knight to c5, but maybe b4 first. Maybe not. Maybe this first. Oh, I'm in time trouble already. a5, b4. What to do? It's not so easy. Maybe knight c5 is my move. Knight d2 is one option, of course. Now there is some threats. Aha, okay, I can take with pawn. a5 looks interesting. I don't want to trade those rooks because I can attack. And I think he can't. So, oh, that one. Okay, let's put our king to d2, e2. And then knight here. I think I might get some play on queen side. There's lots of squares. I can transfer my knight to c4. And I think this looks much better for white now. So black's position got overextended on queen side. If he goes here, I can do, for example, oh, maybe this wasn't the best because now maybe knight can jump here. Okay, some time trouble issues, but I think I can handle this. interesting game. Anyways, rook d4, rook d5 is a checkmate if... oh, he resigned. Okay, thank you for the game. It was an interesting one. Let's play King's Indian this time. Okay. This is something else. Very solid way to play. Not bad if white continues with... but it doesn't challenge black's setup. Okay, maybe this was a mouse slip because now black has extra move. Should be useful. Okay. Please keep the chat in English that everyone can follow. Okay, knight d7, f5 with standard plans, maybe knight h5, knight f4, and so on. Oh, did we lost him? 8 seconds. This could... oh, okay. So what to do now? Maybe knight here, but then c5 might be something. b6 looks too slow to me. I would like to play f5, f4, or f5 at least. Maybe knight d7 is an option. It prevents c5. I'm ready for f5, I guess. Knight g5, knight e6 is something. Have to be careful with that, but maybe knight f6 here and e4 is hanging. So okay, this is something, but doesn't cause too much problems to me, I guess, because I can trade this bishop. It's not a big deal, and white is using many moves to do so, so I think black is already better. Or maybe not much. Okay, at least I like black's position. I didn't want to take here immediately because then white can play knight e4 and maybe regroup pieces. If knight lands here and can be here on e4, then white's position might be even better. So I don't want to do this too early. Okay, let's take that with okay, queen g5 will land if I do something wrong, but if I do this intermediate move, then f6 is something, but I can take this with rook and everything is fine. So let's do this. I think this prevents any kind of queen g5, and f6 is the best, I guess. If bishop goes somewhere here, I can take this with pawn, and now I will win extra time. And then both now bishop has to retreat, and I can even push e4 after knight g6. This knight is hanging, so e4 is not an option at the moment. Oh, that was clearly wrong choice. Okay, thank you for the game. I have won some players, some grandmasters with 2640 or 20 or something like that. I have also played against 2700 players, but only got some draws against them. But I think I have had 9 draws against 2700 players. But I think I have played something like 30 games, 30 classical games against those guys. Tough opponents. Okay. Maybe Peter Svidler is the highest rated opponent. In those games where I got the draw. Okay, what is this? There's many ways to play f4, knight f3, or maybe Kashimo, or... Okay, let's focus on this game. I can go for f3 also. Lots of choices. Maybe too many choices. Okay. Okay, let's play f3. Queen c7 is probably too early, because sometimes after b5 I can sack my bishop here and take this with the knight and get some play. I played similar idea against Magnus Carlsen in in Title Tuesday, but it didn't work out. If you want to see that game, you can find it on our channel. Okay, let's push g4. Very standard. g5, h5, and so on. Hello, welcome. One idea is to break this pawn structure with g6 idea, but usually I need rook on g1 to do so, because my rook is hanging when I push this. Okay, long castling. Black's position is quite solid, more solid than those lines where b5 and a6 is played, so this might be playable. Usually white has easier plans, just push h5, g5, and so on. If g5 happens, then knight can jump here and probably okay, let's start with h5. If h6 happens, okay, I think this should be played, because now black's position is very passive. I can try to push g6, but it's not the only plan. There's many options. Black should try to play e5 or d5 in a right moment, but I think there is no right moment anymore, because position is too passive. Now g6 is a plan to get knight e6, so black has to do g6 now. I think so. Okay. Now I think this position will collapse. This is very common idea in Sicilian positions, even those positions where black king is on g8 with short castling or in the center. And as we can see, this breaks the position straight away. Now we can take this rook, but this knight is even more powerful than this rook, so we can take it later. We can put knight d5, and then okay, we can bring queen into action, or take that with pawn, but let's take with queen, because now we can bring our rook to the game as well. Oh, knight c7 is actually something. Okay, it trades this knight, but still it's very good for white. I can trade this and play rook a3, and these pawns are very weak. Knight c5, b4 is an option. Still holding. Surprisingly well, actually. Aha. Okay, what to do? Queen here. This is pinned, but okay, let's play bishop e2. Positional wise, this is still clearly winning for white, but maybe it was easier to take that one. Okay, now I can use overloading tactics. I can take this one. We check. If knight takes, the queen will drop. And now rook b6 after king b7. I could take this immediately, but I think this is even better. Checkmate will follow soon. And I can use this pin. Okay, thank you for the game. Okay, Caro-Kann, defense. Let's play Tal variation. Now e6 is a bad mistake, because then this bishop will drop. So don't do that if you play Caro-Kann. Now queen here or here are those best options for black. If queen comes here, I can play knight d2 and sack this pawn, because if rook gets to b7, it's very dangerous for black. If c5 happens, now I have option to play c4, because my knight is on d2. this is very interesting line. Queen can take here. This has been played in many Grandmaster games also. I will sack this pawn and also with that pawn as well to get some play, because this king is stuck in the center and it's not so easy to develop. But this is the first line according to the computer, if I remember correctly. But then rook b1 takes here. I think there is something wrong with this move, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was taking here. It looks the best. Now there's some weaknesses. If pawn takes here, I can just develop and push e6. In a right moment, there will be queen g6 in many cases, and I think this pawn is untouchable now. It will open up the position too much on queen side, and after castling I'm ready for e6. If queen takes, then rook e1, and there will be many tactical threats. But now we can see that this bishop is very useful here. There was no time to do knight c6 and castling. I don't need to take this immediately. I think I can castle here. Actually, even long castling might be a choice, but I think it's too much still, because this looks much better. If bishop takes here, I can take with knight, and then e6 is very good looking move. Maybe e6 now, because if pawn takes, then queen will join into action, and I can take this one. Black's king is in danger, so I just trust my instincts here. It's very natural way to create some play. King is in the center. My king is in castling, so I can open those files and diagonals. Whoa, wait. King d7 after. Okay. But I can still do this, and there should be many good ways to continue. But I think black should take here and play king d7. Now I can take here and rook will drop. So this is already decisive edge for white. At least I think so. Sometimes computer can think otherwise. King c7 might be something. It defends the knight, but I can just take here. There is no good squares, and I can take this one or do something else. Okay, what is the best way to play here? Maybe here, because this knight can't move. I think I can take this. My queen is in trap, but I can do some moves to take it out there. I can take here and okay, thank you for the game. Okay, we haven't played yet. Okay, let's play something what we haven't played yet. Let's play Grünfeld defense. Actually, this is King's Indian Grünfeld, some kind of hybrid system. This is actually a very dangerous system for black, maybe also for white, but I have played this line also with white pieces. Actually, I won against Etienne Bacro in Title Tuesday game, and that was one of my best Title Tuesday games. If you want to see that game, you can find it from our channel with analysis. Okay, should I play with e5 or something else? Maybe knight b4 to get knight c4. If yeah, I can trade this bishop, and if it goes somewhere, other knight will join into action, and then c5 is an option. Very standard play in Grünfeld defense. If white castles, then I will take here, play c5. Okay, now I think knight c4 looks very tempting. I will do that, and maybe c5 or taking b2. Have to be careful not to get my knight trapped, but if I have knight d3, then everything works. So if bishop goes here, I think I can take this one. Queen will land here, but then there is check, and at least I can trade those knights, or trade one bishop and then retreat with pawn up. Okay, this looks very strange to me, but of course, if I don't have any clear way to break this center open, this might work, but I think c5 should be the move here. Okay, if he takes, I can even trade queens, because my pieces are so active. There's no way to play b3. Oh, actually, maybe there is. Okay, after d takes c5, I can play queen a5 or queen c7. Maybe it's a good idea to keep queens on the board, because white's king is so weak. But should I go for queen a5? I think after d5 I have at least e6. But this looks critical. Maybe it's the... I can't take here, he can take here, so pawn takes c5, queen a5, a3. Maybe I can play even here. Because there is no b4, but can he trade queens? Maybe he can. Why not queen c7, a3? If I play this way... okay, maybe I should go for this queen trading line because I have so active pieces. Okay, I try this. And now rook will take that one. If knight jumps here... Oh, actually, I see something, but it wasn't right. I thought that I can take here, but then I will get some problems with knight takes e6. Okay, should I do this? Okay, he did that one. Now I have at least knight here, because b4... Is it working? Okay, maybe I should go for knight c6 then. And then I can go knight d4, b4, a5. He plays very well. Okay, should I go for knight d4? He will take and put bishop a2. So maybe knight d4 is better option. I have knight c2 after this, so if he takes, I will take with pawn, and then I have at least very active pieces. Very active pieces, but it's it enough? I'm not sure. Hard to evaluate, but I like my knights here, and bishops are good, and even rooks. There might be some tactical problems, but let's see. If bishop goes here, my knight can get in trap on a1, but at least knight e5, knight d3 is some idea. Looks quite good to me. Okay, I can just play king here. I could take this one also, but let's do this, because it defends both pawns, and okay, he lost on time. But according to the computer, this was already winning. This is just a little bit better. This is a very interesting position, by the way. What is the best idea? Okay, computer says queen takes d1 or queen a5. It's equal. I mean that both are leading in same evaluation. Black is better, but not much. Okay, so let's take this one. I think we have time to play a few more games today, but I will stream also tomorrow in same time. But then I will play some blitz and explain my ideas during the game. It's quite similar than what I do today, but opponents will be much tougher, so Maybe I don't have time to explain so many ideas, but at least I try. Now the A file is open. I think black's position is at least equal here. I can push b5, b4. Okay, this looks quite interesting, but d4 might get weak now. I can trade here or play here, but usually if you play against isolated d-pawn, it's a good idea to exchange some pieces, but not too much that you can have enough pieces to create pressure on that pawn. If knight jumps here, I have knight d7 and b5, and eventually I think I can create some pressure on that pawn. Maybe I start with bishop f6, because I think it's not so easy to defend this guy. If it goes here, then my knight will be much better than this knight, I guess. There's many good squares for the knight. I can play it on d5 or c4. These pawns might get weak as well. Maybe I go for f8 and e6, and then d4 is going to drop. If I do this, and then rooks on d file, if white does the same, then c5 is the way to play, and it's very standard idea against d-pawn, isolated d-pawn. So let's try it. Maybe the idea was to play rook c5, which was quite good idea, but now we have now we see that we have very clear plan, 4 attackers and only 3 defenders, so rook d1 is needed, and then c5 will break the position. At least it will win a pawn, but it's not so easy. Okay, what is this? Something I can take here and defend this guy. There's still this weakness. Aha, okay. He tries to do the same kind of similar idea. I don't have b5 because c6 is hanging, but I can do this. b3, rook here, then b5. Okay, let's do it. Maybe I can take this one as well. Maybe it's easier than try to hold every pawn. Yeah, and actually I will win that one also. So let's take here. Okay. Not so easy, because b7 is somewhat weak now. Okay. And I don't want to trade all minor pieces. It's harder to win that kind of ending. Or maybe I just should go for that. I think that rook ending is winning. If I play bishop d4, rook here, takes, king takes. Oh, my king is too far. So I don't want to do this kind of trade, because then c6 is weak pawn. Okay, let's bring our king here. Rook b1, rook d7. I think this is only temporary situation. I will bring my king here, and then this pawn is actually weak, and my pawn is not weak. At least I hope so. Let's see how it goes. Now I can trade rooks because my king is so active. Maybe king c8, but then, okay, let's do this. Uh-huh. Okay, I will take here and then here. And the pawn ending should be easiest way to win. The last try. Okay, thank you for the game. Okay, maybe the last one. Okay, let's play e6. Nimsa Indian defense. It's a very good opening for black. Okay, what to do now? Maybe castling or d6, d5, c5. Many options. Aha. This is this that old line? I can't remember now, but I think c5, d5, d6. Taking on c3 in some point is well-known line. Anyway, let's play d5, knight d7, queen a5. Pawn takes c5 is one option. Then bishop takes c3, breaks the position a bit, but that is the way to play in many lines. Otherwise, black might play c4 in a right moment, but I think it's not yet. Maybe h6 wasn't the best. Okay, do I have time to play c4 immediately? I think so. Oh, blunder. That was a big one. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to lose now if I'm not. Okay. If he takes here, g5 is one option. Okay, I was lucky. Don't believe your opponents. If there is free pawn, take the free pawn. But this idea, positional wise, this is still a correct plan in many cases. Okay, can I do this? He will take, I will take, he will take, I will take. It's quite equal, so I try to get something more. e3, and now this queen is hanging after knight e4, so that is a much better chance to play knight e4 now. I think I can do this, and then g5, even though it makes my king's position a little bit weak, but this pawn structure is quite closed, and I try to close queen side as well. So maybe this is playable. I'm not sure, but might be. I think I should do this. Otherwise, white's position looks quite good. c3. Can I hold it? I'm not sure. I think I go for it. Now I need to get my rook on c-file, otherwise this pawn might drop. This is kind of risky play now. I don't recommend this kind of play. Of course, sometimes you have to take your chances, but I think this is probably too much. If I play here, he can take. I will take, and what happens then? Bishop g4, knight lands on e5. Okay, okay. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. This is not easy. Should I go for this? But then rook c1 will happen, and then there's same problems again. So maybe I have to do something like this, and I try to create attack on king side. I will lose this pawn, but I think there was no good way to prevent that. Okay, if he takes, I will take, and knight e5, rook c8. That might be a decent position, but now he can take this one. But if I take with queen, knight e5, and that there's f3 and c pawn is still hanging, now I can defend this pawn, I think so. But I think this will be a weakness. If he takes, I will take. Okay, what is this one actually? Oh, I can take it. Oh, Oh, he has bishop f5. Lots of blunders in this game. Okay, I have been very lucky to survive this far, but I think I'm still in ropes. But now I think my position might be already not just playable, but even better. Is f4 the idea? Well, he tries to do this, I guess, but I can do that. But f4... this is clearly passive and wrong. Okay, now I think I can handle this. And then something. Oh, he just took there. Okay, but there was time trouble already. I was very lucky in this game. I think... okay, it's still... Let's see. We have new friends. Welcome. Okay, still 84.7, but one blunder, one miss, one mistake. There was lots of mistakes in that game. Okay, I think it's time to stop for today, but tomorrow I will stream in same time. So see you there.